Hello, welcome back. Episode 2, Sketchup. So I was going to show you a few things. I don't know if you still got this, if you created this basic set from twin screen set from last time. If you haven't, go back and have a look and maybe recreate it. So I just want to show you a couple of things that we can do. So the screens are quite close together. So if you're in an audience sitting here, you could look at either of those screens. It wouldn't really matter. So we can, an easy way of pushing them further apart in the design is to use the push-pull function. So triple click and push-pull, hover over here, and I'm just going to move it 2 foot. So I type in 2 apostrophe. Now that's made it an ultra-wide screen. So that's, the ratio's gone a bit skew with, so we need to pull that over 2 foot. So I'm going to pull it this way and then just type 2 apostrophe 2 foot. I'm going to do the same over here, move it over 2 foot, and the same here, 2 foot. Just click out of that. So there we go, we've made the screen so we've just got 2 foots on the end there and a bit more space in the middle, stick a logo or whatever you want to do. The other thing is the lines are quite thick on here, so that can easily be changed. If you look over here in, where is it? Styles. So click on Styles. Then we go to Edit Style, and in here is the profiles. So you can adjust the profiles down and see the lines have got thinner. So if I move that up, the lines have got horrible there. So I normally set it to 1. You can turn them off completely, which looks even better. The only thing to bear in mind with that is when you do when you're in edit mode and you want to snap things like the tape measures to snap to the ends, it might not be able to find the end of it because you've got no line there for it to snap to. So I'll just leave it on 1. Now the only thing with that is in our scenes, I believe that it will change back. No, has it changed back? No, it hasn't. Okay, in SketchUp Pro, when you click on scenes, it remembers the profiles as well, but it hasn't done here, so it's kept them quite thin. Let me just double check that. Styles. Yeah, it's kept it as 1. Oh, that's good. So you don't need to mess around with that. So it looks a bit better than last time anyway. Okay, so I'm going to delete this and start something from scratch. This time we're going to do something a bit more curvy, so we learn how to create a curved stage, and I'm just going to make it up as I go along. Got no idea what the design's going to be yet, so I'm just going to delete this whole thing. Well, I could just start a new. How do I start a new one? Let's have a look. Create new. There we go. Yes, why not? Okay, so here we go. There's the lovely Deborah again. See you later, Deborah. Right. So as I said, I've got no idea what I'm going to create. So let's start, but we're going to do some different things just to show you how to do it really. I'm going to create an LED wall set on a plinth, I think. So let's do that for starters. So we're going to go for 7 meters wide, so 7m, comma, space, and we'll make it 300 millimeters deep. And we're going to make it about 4 foot high, which is 1.2 meters, so I go 1.2m, and that's our plinth. So I'm just going to make that I'm going to group that together. Then let's create the LED wall. So we can go back to here again, pull it over here. Let's make it 7 meters. So 7m, comma, space, and make it 4 meters high. Sorry, it's depth, isn't it? So about 50 millimeters deep. And I'm going to pull that up by 4 meters. So 7 by 4 is roughly 16.9, I think. Triple click on there and make group. So we've got a group there, we've got the plinth, we've got the LED wall. Cool. Right, let's make a stage for that. I'm going to make it a bit curvy this time. So we start off by making it square. So let's make it, give it a nice, quite big stage. Something like 16 meters by 4 meters. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is a couple of ways of doing it, but I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to create 2-point arc. So first of all, we need to get our measuring tape out. Let's measure 1 meter that way, 1 meter that way, 1 meter there, and 1 meter that way as well. Then we get our arc tool. Click there, and it kind of just snaps, kind of knows what you want to do. And then we just get rid of this line here, click on that line, hit delete, and that line, hit delete, and there's our curved edge. Do the same here. If you're having trouble getting this to cooperate, sometimes you need to look directly above. So select your orbit tool and look directly above. If you're slightly off angle, sometimes it goes a bit funny. Delete, delete. I'm going to go back over here. Click there, click again. Oh, that's quite good. Let's try that again. Click, click, click. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you do like a triple click, it just knows what you want to do. Awesome. So let's give it some height. Let's make it 300 millimeters again. So that's our funky stage. Let's say I want to create a riser. So let's go. So we've got like a bit of a Q&A session. Say we want to lift them up a little bit more, and they've got some tub chairs or something. We want to make that section of the stage a bit higher, like a riser. So let's get a measuring tool out. Let's go about 9 meters, say, and from there back in again 1 meter to create our curves. Of course, 1 meter that way and 1 meter that way. I'm just typing it in. Select our arc again. Click, 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 oh, click. Now I'm going to insert a line from there to there to connect it up. So this makes this stage separate from that stage now. And I'm going to rise that up a little bit by, I don't know, 150 millimeters. There you go, there's a funky stage. I'm going to get rid of these lines. There's probably an easier way of doing this. let's have a sticker step at the end. Measuring tool, let's go down 150 millimeters. Draw a line in, so that should give us a separate section there, and then we can pull that out, just say 1 foot. It gives us a little step, so step onto there, walk up there, step onto there, sit down, have a cup of tea. So I need to create a bit of a backdrop. I've got I could leave the screen there actually, as an off-center screen, looks pretty good. Just going to group this. I'll move it out of the way actually whilst I do the backdrop. So I'm going to look above again, and I want to create a bit of a back wall here. So we could, as the stage is curved, we could create a curved backdrop as well, so the backdrop goes around the curve. So there's a couple of ways of doing that, and here's one of the ways. So let's create a rectangle. Let's make it so to the end of the stage. It's about well, let's just go for 8. We can always adjust it afterwards. So let's go for 8 meters. So 8 meters, comma, and we're going to go to return the forward return. Let's make that 3 meters. So again, we need to create the thickness of the set. So I'm going to bring that in 50 millimeters and 50 millimeters there. So there's our edge of the set. I want to create a curve as well, so I'm going to come in 1 meter that way and 1 meter that way to give us our guide. So I've gone back to the drawing tool, straight line tool, from there to there, hit escape, and that unlocks it, and I'm going to hit from there to there, hit escape. Then I'm going to go to the 2-point arc, just as we did before on the stage, create a arc there. Now what we can do now is just delete that section, and delete that section. So there's our curve. We can just pull that up to the height we need, but obviously in real life this wouldn't necessarily be, well, it could be, I suppose. It could be like that, but I'll just show you a way of making that to change that. So, well, actually we can just draw the arc again. So let's just draw an arc from there to there. There we go. Why didn't I think of that before? Okay. Delete there, delete there. Cool, so there's our curved back wall. Just need to give it some height in the usual way. Pull that up, let's say 4 meters, return. Triple click and make group. So we've got all our groups now. So let's put them together. Let's go for but you can just click all the guides and axes off actually. Oh yeah, so what I said before, there's probably an easy way of getting rid of the guides without deleting them. You just click that and all the guides disappear. That's handy. Or delete all guides. Oh, look at that. Wow, this is forever given, this program. Okay, so that's the 3D view here, and this is what they call parallel projection. So that is kind of it flattens everything, so it's easy to move things into place. So I'm going to leave it in this view. Click on our move tool. Let's move that up, move it over there maybe. Click escape and move that one maybe over there. Let's move the screen, nope. So what does that look like? Pretty cool. So we can make that a bit longer, or we can put a board behind to give it some bit of depth there. I'm just gonna, for the ease of this, I'm just gonna move this over to there. So there we've got our curve stage, curve set. Okay, so we can put some furniture on there. So let's go back to, where is it? Materials, styles, components. So let's go tub chair. We've got some different tub chairs coming down here. Some very nice ones. Oh, it's pretty cool. I'll take that one. Look at that. Beautiful. So we've got our LED wall, the plinth it's sitting on, curved backdrop, curved stage. Pretty cool. Let's say you want another pair of steps down here. So let's do this a slightly different way. Let's go 1 meter by 600 millimeters, and we pull that up 150 millimeters, say. Create a marker 300 millimeters. Just need a line tool actually for this one. From there to there. And pull that one up another 150 millimeters, because this is slightly higher this stage. Make group, and we're going to shove into place. There you go. Could make that a bit wider actually. Let's pull that out, make it a little bit wider. Let's make it another 2 meters wider. Look at that. Fancy step. Put some LED tape along there, that'd be nice. So we could create a return for that, so anyone sitting over here might not want to see the guts of what's going on over there. So let's create a return. Let's just do 8 foot by 50 millimeters. Oops. What the hell happened there? Okay, let's try that again. Eight foot by 50 millimeters. Let's make it just make it 12 foot high. Triple click and make group. Pretty much repeat of what we do all the time. Now I need to change the orientation of this, so I can go back to the move tool, and if you just hover over it, it just snaps into place there, and you can just change that, move it around. You can type in the degrees you want it to go to here if you want it a specific degree, but I just want it 90 degrees roughly, so I'll just click there, move it into place. Could do it like that. Not very nice way of doing it. Well, there's nothing really wrong with it, it's just that you'll see. So the other thing we can do then is just adjust it slightly. So let's put it there. So we know this plinth is 1.2 meters high. So I'm just going to hide this for now. Hide. Oh, didn't make that. Hide. Get the tape measuring tool, just triple click on there to go into the edit mode. Tape measure tool. Move it up by 1.2 meters. And then we're going to section that off. And to fit perfectly, so we made the LED depth I think about 50 millimeters as well. So we can pull that out. So 300 minus 50 is 250 millimeters. Now if I click, how do I unhide everything? There we go. Yeah, so unhide it, just unhide all. So let's move this into place. Whee. Right, perfect fit almost. So there's a little funky set. Now, as I said before, you can't create, you can't import CADs into this. So, just for the purposes of creating a room, let's just draw a basic room. So I'm just going to do the carpet. Doesn't really matter the size for now. Let me add some carpet to it. Materials. Let's go for that one. Ew. Maybe not. There should be a way of editing this. Ah, here we go. Okay, so let's go back to that one. And then edit material. Width. Let's make the width 0.5. No, let's go 1 meter. There we go. A little bit better. Make this a group. So we've got a basic room. Let's create a control area. So we have the control in the corner of the room. Again, a couple of ways of doing this, but this is the way I'm going to do it. Let's say, for argument's sake, let's just say it's a 8 foot by 4 foot control. So I'll type 8 foot by 4 foot. Pull that up. I'm not sure how high our control is, just say 3.5 feet. Then let's create the actual surround. So let's go try this tool, offset tool. So just click anywhere inside and you can drag this box in and out, and then just type 50 millimeters. There, we just section that off there, so then that becomes a separate thing. Delete that. Then we create our table, so I think we should be able to just push that down like that. So let's say the table is a foot lower than the control surround. It doesn't really matter too much about this sort of detail, it's just fun to do. Let's just make the whole thing black. But if there's a trestle table there in white, there we go. So that's our control. Now we should be able to find a desk. So let's find, we might have a QL1. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Let's try and see if they've got a tiger touch. That'll do. Just so you got something on there, it's a bit of fun, that's all. We can put switches or whatever on there. So I'm just going to select all that, make it a group, move it to the end. Let's create a camera riser. So So let's go for two 1 meter by 1 meter stages. So 1 meter by 1 meter, just typing that in. Let's make it 2 foot high. Let's change the colour of it. Let's make it black, but make the top grey. Make that a group. And then I'm going to hit Control C and Control V. Let's copy. And there's our camera riser. Now let's see if we can find a camera in the warehouse. So camera and operator. Oh, got jibs. Steady cams. Alright, just going to type in camera. Oh, there's a lot of stuff. Cameraman. Here we go. Here we go. Look. Beautiful. Oh, seems to be walking whilst he's filming. Right, let's add some colour to the stage set. So let's just make that let's give it a yellow colour. I think I'll keep that white. We can make the fascias on here. Maybe match this seat in there. So I'm just keeping the control button down and selecting what I need to colour. Then I'm going to hit the eyedropper tool, or the dropper tool. There we go. Do the same for this. Cool. So what you could do here, you could create another wing coming off there, another curved or something. But this is just purely to show you, I mean it's not a brilliant design, but it's just purely to show you what can be done. we go. Just sort of just making the room a bit smaller. So the presenters, you can create a little door there. Presenters can be at the back. They come round, go on stage, have a little chit chat, go off again. We've got the camera relay. Now we need furniture. So furniture is always a bit tricky in SketchUp. It's not like CAD where you can just select the numbers and drag it all in. It all kind of almost automatically fills the room up. You have to place all the furniture into place, and can get a bit tedious. And it slows the program down. The more furniture you've got as well, it's going to start slowing things down. So let's have a look what we've got anyway. So let's try a 6 foot round. See what that says, see what that does. Got some furniture there. Conference table, should we have a look at that? So let's go to our views. Nope, views. Top. Change to parallel projection. I'm going to select that, copy, paste. I'm just guessing at the moment, putting the tables next to each other. You can add in guidelines if you want to make sure that the seats are 2 foot apart, or whatever the guidelines are of the venue. You can change this obviously. So let's swivel that chair around. As you notice, it also selects the one you've just copied as well. It sees it as the same component. So I'll swivel that around. Oops. Hit escape, go to the next one, swivel that around. Escape, next one, swivel that around. Can get a little bit tricky sometimes. I'm just going to get rid of that one. They're just small tables. It's a small event. Then the more you paste, the more you can select to copy, and it's a bit easier. So let's just move those over. You can do your own design if you want to stagger the chairs, or give it a chevron look, or whatever you want to do. Have an experiment. I'm just showing you this for the, let's get the basics in. I'm just hitting Control V each time to paste the chairs, paste the furniture in. So there we have our room. We've got our screen, the backdrop, stage with the curves, a little panel, Q&A panel. We've got our furniture in the room. We've got our control, masking. We've got camera risers. Let's go back to styles. That has gone back to 2. You can change backgrounds and take the sky off and all sorts of things here as well. I'm not going to do any of that now. We can create like a wall around as well, so let's just triple click on there, go back to the offset, let's create a wall, make it 1 foot deep. Click on the line tool, move it there to there, hit escape. And that way we should be able to just delete that section. Then hit the push pull it up. Let's make the wall 5 meters high. Now obviously we've got carpet going up the walls, which is not great. Let's just double click on everything. Actually no, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll click on that, that and that. I'm just holding my control down. It's become a little bit unresponsive now. Then we're going to go to materials. Let's go for wood. There we have it. If you go down to control here and select the where is it, the eye tool, you can sort of have a look around, see what it's going to look like when you actually sit in the room. So you can go ahead to one of these tables, you can go and sit in that seat there and have a look and see what kind of view. So I've got a great view of the Q&A there, got a great view of the screen, backdrop with all the sponsors and logos and things on, which you can't do on this program. Got a view of the funky stage. Yeah, it's pretty good. So there we have it. Keeps going back to 2. Why is that? I'm going to turn that off. Turn the edges off. No, keep the edges on. And then let's save it. and let's export. So let's export to a PNG. So let's click transparent the background and export. Oh, we don't want these on either, do we? Where is the guides? Fog. Oh, that's good. Get a bit of fog. So let's turn the axis off. So that takes all that off. Now let's save it as a PNG, or export rather. PNG, transparent background, export PNG. I see the lines have gone thick again. Why is that? Oh well. Just have to keep changing that back to a 1 to make it look nicer, or 0. But anyway, for the purposes of this video, there you have it. Custom built curved stage set in a room with control, cameras, furniture. Again, experiment a little bit, add as much detail as you can, just to get in the practice of building SketchUp and getting your creative juices flowing. You never know, you might be a 3D visualizer in the making.